You are listening to session number 6 of the Creative Entrepreneurs Podcast. In this episode, you'll hear an interview with Sederick Green, who is a personal trainer and business owner, about a bunch of topics, actually. He tells about how he started his business, which is offline, so it's not an online business. He tells about how he markets specific apps that he uses to help with his business, and a bunch of other great advice that he shares for those wanting to turn a talent or passion into a business.
Welcome to the Creative Entrepreneurs Podcast, where it's all about turning your unique talents and perspectives into a viable business. And now, your host, Paris Hamilton.
Hello, welcome to the Creative Entrepreneurs Podcast. This is going to be session number 6. I have Sederick Green here with me. So I'll go ahead and jump right in and let Sid tell you a little bit more about himself and what he does.
Hey everyone, my name is Sederick Green, and I was actually started off as a college student, and I finished my bachelor's degree in sport management. I went ahead and got my master's degree in education, and I finished that in 2011. Upon completing my master's program, I had just finished my first year of teaching middle school, 6th grade. I was teaching reading and math, and then I transferred over to the high school and taught at the high school for 3 years. And while I was at the high school, I enjoyed teaching. I enjoyed working with the kids and stuff of that nature, but it was just something that didn't resonate with me well. I go to church and I heard the pastor there say that you have to do something that you love to do, that you wake up, that you enjoy, and it doesn't seem like work. And then I go to school, and sometimes the administration, they'll say something to me that don't sit well with me, or they'll have these unexpected meetings when I already have plans. And I kept going to sleep at night, and I wake up in the morning, and I'm like, man, it's just something that's very heavy on my mind. And I kept jotting down all these notes that I had, and notes kept piling up, and the pages kept turning and turning, and the ideas just kept floating. And then I was like, you know what? This is going to be my last year teaching, and I think I'm going to just go ahead and just start my own business. So what I decided to do was I gathered up all the information that I needed to learn to start a business, the license, certifications, requirements that I need for my city, and stuff of that nature. And I eventually started a health and fitness business where I educate people on eating healthy, doing personal training sessions, as well as doing meal preps for people that have a busy schedule.
I didn't actually know you stopped one job and then jumped right into starting your business. Like, isn't that a scary process? I mean, you kind of leave the financial security of one job behind before you know that your new business venture is going to succeed.
Yeah, it's a scary jump. But with teaching, what they do with the teachers' salary with some school districts is they'll spread the teacher monthly salary over the course of 12 months. So when I first had the idea, I was already saving money and I kept saving, and I was doing homebound teaching, which kind of helped because the homebound teaching, they give you $36 per hour. So I had a nice cushion already. My dad always say, save a BAMA account, which is a rainy day account whenever you need it. So I made sure that I kept saving money until I had about 3 months of money saved up to cover all my mortgage and utilities and stuff of that nature. And what's good, I was still getting paid over the summer after we finished school. So I got paid in July, and I also got paid in August. So I still got paid for 2 months that I wasn't even working. So it gave me an opportunity to create more money for myself to establish that Bama account, which my dad usually refers to. So, and then I said to myself, I'm like, if I'm doing this, like I have a mortgage, I have a daughter, so I have to go full force with it. And I'm putting the same effort that I do in my lesson plans and working with students that I do, that I'm going to do with my own business. So it was a scary jump, but I decided to take that huge risk.
Right. So you have a physical location. Is it in Chesterfield, Virginia, right?
Yeah, the physical location of the gym. Yeah, I live in Chesterfield. The gym is about 10 minutes from the house in Chester, located in Chester.
Oh, okay. So I guess my question is, with options like becoming a personal trainer and possibly working for another gym like Anytime Fitness or maybe a Gold's Gym or something like that, what made you want to go the route of opening up your own location instead of working at somebody else's location as a personal trainer?
I think if I would have took that route, then I might as well would have just stayed with teaching. I wanted to have my own freedom, to be my own boss, and I felt as though if I would have got my certification and then worked for another organization or business institution like Gold's Gym, American Family Fitness, that defeats the purpose of me leaving from the school system.
Right.
And then once I actually start talking to personal trainers that work at fitness centers, at Gold's Gym and American Family Fitness, I guess they have that sense of security that they have that steady paycheck, the base pay. And then like at American Family and Gold's Gym, I think they charge about the same rates that I charge my clients, about $50 or so. Depending on wherever you live, the rates may change, but the base is about $50, $45 to $50 per session. But the actual personal trainers that work at those fitness centers, they don't actually see the whole $45 or $50. They may see $20 or $25 per hour that they work with the client. So even though that they work in the sessions may cost the client $50, the trainer only sees $50. I mean $25 of that $50.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Since they're working underneath them, they're using their equipment. They're using their insurance and stuff of that nature, so that takes away from the actual trainer.
Yeah, it's like the bigger company like Anytime Fitness or Gold's Gym or something like that. They're the ones who do the marketing and stuff, and they bought other equipment. So like you said, they're going to take a cut out of that money.
Yeah, and exactly. And I actually adopted that same concept. Like so, and I researched like all the local gyms. I try to figure out what practices that they use, what forms they have their clients fill out, and then I try to adjust like some of what I do in my philosophy, and use it to my own personal beliefs to run my business. So I'm like, okay, well, if they're charging $50 per session, but they only pay their trainers $25, like a lot of trainers, they be like, wow, Sederick, like, you're doing it on your own. You're finding your own clientele. You got your own gym and all this other stuff. Like, how you get so many clients without actually working at a Gold's Gym or American Family? And it's a niche that I found. Like, I go on Zillow.com, Trulia.com, those housing market websites. And what I do is I do research. Like, I research property values. Because I'm like, okay, well, if I see this house for $500,000, if I'm not able to afford a house for $500,000 or $300,000, they have a lot of disposable income. Like, you just can't ask a random average Joe to pay $50 per training session or try to give them a contract, and the contract is over $1,000-some and expect that they have the disposable funds to pay for it. So you have to find those individuals that's already established in their careers that have that disposable funds. So I use a ton of resources that allows me to find, locate, and try to reach out to those individuals that probably can utilize my services.
Huh.
And it has been working successfully to the point where I was getting so many clients that I wasn't able to train everyone. So what I did was I actually worked with a friend who's an accountant, so he handles all my paperwork and stuff of that nature. I just send him my forms and stuff, my my expense and income report every month, and he does that for me. So I started reaching out and asking for trainers or people that knows how to cook and have like certifications or a degree in hospitality management or something of that nature. And I'm like, hey, I have a client here. What is your base rate? How much do you charge per training session? And most of the trainers in the area, they do like $15, $20. And I'm like, okay, so I'll promote you as as an independent contractor that works with me, but not for me, because of you have to be careful how you use independent contractor and employee. So I'll pay you your $15, $20 per hour, and I have a client for you. The client pays me directly, but they're going to work with you. So whenever the training sessions has expired, just let me know, or I'll get in contact with the client, and they pay me, and then I'll turn around and pay you directly. And then I think at the end of the quarter or after they decided to move on, then I send them a 1099 miscellaneous form that they can use on their tax purposes, to let them know that they receive additional money from me for their services.
Oh, so it sounds like you found a way to learn not only like the hiring of new employees, but also the tax preparation and how to grow your business from beyond you working, like you getting 100% of the profits from you working. Like you found a way to get percentages of the profit from other people as well. So that's a good way to grow the business.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't want to be the only one to make money. Like I want to be able to wake up and like, okay, if I'm not working right now, maybe someone else will be training a client, and I'm receiving a certain percentage from them. And I believe a lot of people, they actually have a vision, or they want to do something in life. But like Les Brown said, he says that like too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. A lot of people, they have that fear of testing the waters. They need that security, because they have probably so much at stake, but they're not thinking about the rewards that can come of it with hard work and perseverance and being consistent. They're thinking about like currently, like I have bills right now, but if individuals start prepping themselves up and keep constantly educate themselves on whatever they're interested in, whatever they want to establish or what business they want to start up, then they will succeed. But you have to give it 100%. You have to keep that mind just constantly thinking of new ideas and things that will keep the people coming to you. Right. Like I even use gift baskets for clients. Like after you complete a certain amount of training sessions, and then I go out and buy like different sizes and stuff for my clients, or I keep up with their birthdays, and I have this email notification that let me know when client's birthday comes around, and I send them one of those e-birthday cards, and I'll give them a free training sessions or something of that nature. So there's a lot of incentives that I offer my clients to keep them coming.
Yeah, that's a good way to build relationships.
Yeah, exactly. And I established great relationships. So now I work with like business people, like lawyers. I got doctors. I got administrators, principals, bankers, accountants. So they refer their friends, and they refer their friends, and it just goes on and on. So you just have to build yourself a great relationship. And if they see that you're doing good and you're organized and you're about your business, then they respect you more. And that's the problem with a lot of small businesses and stuff. Like their practices are not always professional.
Yeah, and you're a very friendly person. You like to talk to people and put yourself out there. So I'm sure the building relationships isn't really a problem for you. And I noticed something else on your Instagram. You do Skype sessions. So that's another way of branching out beyond your own community, right?
Oh yeah. I do. I actually have a program that I use. It's called Trainerize.com. This is a software that integrates workout sessions and workout plans, meal plans, and stuff of that nature. So versus me just sending a standard an email to you from my personal AOL or Gmail account to you. Here's your workout for today. It's a neat feature. It's an app, TrainerRod, and they can download the app and they can see the workout directly from their phone. And once they click on a workout I can see when they open the actual workout. I can see when they finish the workout, they can click on it, and I automatically get a notification like, hey, Ira just finished doing some bench press. Ira just finished doing sit-ups. Ira just completed the whole workout, and I send them a text message. Great job, Ira, for completing the workout. And then built in that program, I offer them a Skype training session, where we'll sign into a Skype program or whatever other outlet that they have that we can actually virtually see each other. And we'll actually do a workout I'll be at the comfort of my home and they'll be wherever they are, whether it's at work, school, or from the comfort of their own home. So I try to offer different things, avenues for people to be fit, because a lot of people, they don't have access to go to a gym, and the only resources that they have is to probably just work out from their home. So I try to give people like different options, because it's easy to give up and like, I can't do it. I mean, but if they have the drive and they have the passion to want to change, then hopefully I can be that individual to help them make that change.
Yeah, and I noticed from some of your posts that you work with people of like all shapes and sizes and all age ranges. So you actually tailor your workouts to that person.
Yeah, I have a lot of clients that I've worked with in the past. They probably wanted to gain some weight. They probably wanted to get muscular. And I even had one client that I shared her story on social media. She allowed me to share her story. She was almost 600 pounds, and we got her down she dropped 25 pounds, and she was able to move a little more. And I remember the first time we went to a park, she was like, "Oh my God, Sederick, I'm scared." I'm like, "Why are you scared for?" She said, "Because the only time I ever come to a park is to drop my kids off, and I'll just sit in a car until they finish playing." I was like, "No, we get out the park and get out the car, and we're going to work out in the park." I mean, it was nice outside. The weather was nice like it is now. And I'm like sometimes I don't always like to train in the gym. Sometimes I like to enjoy Mother Nature outdoors and breathe the fresh air. So we actually worked out, and she worked up a good little sweat, and I had to take my time with it, because it's like working out for her was something new. She was a IT specialist, and her job allowed her to work from home. And with that being said, with her working from home, she was less active, and then she had built up stress with family-related issues, work-related issues, and personal issues. And I guess she satisfied that stress by means of eating more. And since her job didn't require her to be as active, she started gaining the weight. And so when we was working out, I used to go to her house and we'll walk the block, and she'll lose more weight and more weight. And when people start losing weight or see a progress or a change, I mean, it makes me feel good inside, and I feel good inside because I was the person that helped them see that change. Right. And I don't only just offer training sessions. I rent out a kitchen in Chester as well, a commercial kitchen, and I do meal preps for people, because whether you know it or not, like the biggest issue with people wanting to lose weight or go to the gym a little more is because their nutrition is bad. They're not eating healthy meals. They eat a lot of junk food. They eat a lot of sweets. They eat a lot of food high in sugar. And that's the number one thing, because a lot of people, they come in like, "Sederick, I want to get a six-pack. I have this fat stomach, and how can you help me?" I'm like, "Well, first of all, like, you can put that Snickers bar down And then when you tell people, I'm like, okay, the Snicker bar is probably like 300 calories. You know how much you have to walk to just burn a Snicker bar off? And then once you tell them, they be like, oh my God, I didn't know that. I mean, it's easy to digest food, but it's so hard to get that weight off once you put it on, and people don't realize how much work you have to put in to get back to their original body, or to get back to the body that they always dreamed of having.
Right. Right. So let's backtrack a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about the actual process of opening the store that you opened? Not the store, but the gym that you opened. Like earlier, you mentioned you marketed finding your customers by like checking out neighborhood values and stuff like that. But how did you actually find the physical location for your gym? Did you have any problems getting a bank loan? Did you use a bank loan? Stuff like that.
What I did was I don't own the space. I rent it out. The area where I have the gym is like a historic area. So the owner, I was trying to get him to sell it to me, but he wasn't really trying to sell it. So I rent out the space, and he allowed me to make some changes to it. From that point on, I got a small loan, which allowed me to bring in different equipment that I felt was best for the clients at the time. And then over time, I started bringing in more and more different equipment. But yeah, the space that I have now, I don't own it. I rent it from the owner, but
Okay.
he allowed me to make the changes that was necessary to fit my needs, to run the business successfully.
Now, when you were getting that small loan so you could buy the equipment, did the bank ask you for like a business plan? I mean, I've never actually tried to get a business loan from a bank before.
Yeah, they ask you for a business plan, like your expected sales, your projections. I even gave them proposals that I sent to different individual businesses and stuff that said that they'll be interested in my services. I did a SWOT analysis, like strengths, weaknesses, and
Opportunities.
opportunities, threats, and stuff of that nature. And then they also base it off. And then I actually had to set up actually a business account. Then I created an LLC business, so I had to register with the state and the city. So they ask you for all that information, and then they also check your credit and stuff of that nature.
Oh, okay.
And then they give you the loan based on like their findings, and then depending on how much they granted me, that's how much I use.
Okay. And did you have to, once they did approve you, did you have to start paying that back immediately, like the next month? Or did they give you like a little leeway till you opened up? Like you don't have to pay for 2 months or 3 months until your doors actually open.
What I did was I don't like to keep loans for a long period of time, because the longer the loan, the more interest rate that will compound
Right.
on the loan, and you'll eventually have to pay more and more and more on the loan. So what I did was I didn't pay the first month, anything on the first month, but I think after that I started paying a little by little on the loan, until I eventually it was like sometimes with training and fitness and stuff, like you get a spike in sales.
Right.
People want to buy contracts and stuff of that nature. So with all that additional income that I was receiving, I'll just put it towards the loan. And it makes it look good in case you need another loan. Because I
Right.
did other events as well.
Right.
A lot of things that I do also is I do fundraising events and try to raise money for local businesses around me too. Because like you said, like it's always good to form that relationship. And it's not good to just think about yourself and your own needs, but also the needs and stuff of other businesses, and,
Yeah.
and it can help you as well.
Yeah, it's really about
But
serving
yeah,
others.
yeah. But and eventually, I just ended up paying off the loan. It wasn't too much because I had a lot of money saved up. So at the time, they gave me $8,000,
Okay. So how'd you
and I
act?
just used the rest of my personal money.
Okay. So how did you actually advertise for your grand opening, and how do you like market? I remember you saying you go to these neighborhoods and you give them some pitch to people who you feel like could use your services, but how do you actually do your marketing? Like, is it all word of mouth or?
Word of mouth. I did like a little community event where I have kids to come out, parents come out, and they get to tour the facilities, and I had special rates going on. And I have like little contests for parents to do, the kids to do, tell them about the programs, services that's offered. I did direct mail, like the United States Postal Services.
Right.
They have it where you can target a specific zip code area or a particular neighborhood, and you pay a certain fee, and you do your whole setup, the design on the website of what you want to have for that direct mail, and you can send it out that way. I also did a local newspaper ad to tell them about the services. I used Craigslist. I used is this app that I use that's called Thumbtack, which is very good. Thumbtack, whatever services you need, whether it's a plumber, electrician, a caterer, any type of professional, like people go and make requests, and then you get notifications, and like I get notifications, at least like 10 notifications a day, like Susan need a personal trainer in Midlothian. Susan or Rebecca need a personal trainer, and she lives in Petersburg. So I map out the distance, like Petersburg or Midlothian, how far is that from my house? And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can respond to this request. So I respond to different requests, and I got a lot of clientele like that. There's a service, it's called Thumbtack, and like whatever, like you as a business owner, you can use it to promote your businesses. You make a profile, and if a person needs your services, it automatically sends you a notification. Like, and then like all the service professionals get the same notification, and all of them send probably the same similar messages. Like you probably be a personal trainer, and I'm a personal trainer. We get the same notification, and I'm like, hey, I'll work with you for $25 or $30 or $40 per session, and then you send her a message. You be like, hey, I'm a personal trainer. I'll work with you for $20 a session. So she just choose which individual she'll like to work with. So sometimes you can reach out to someone and you don't hear anything back, and sometimes, a lot of times, you can reach out to someone and they'll give you a response, and they'll come out and test your services, and then you can offer them your sales and then different packages and stuff that you offer that way.
Yeah, that platform actually reminds me a little bit of Elance. I used Elance, and I posted a project up there, and all these different designers or audio engineers or production engineers, they would send me their proposal. So I would be getting, like you said, quotes and like proposals from different people, and it would be up to me to figure out which one I actually wanted to work with. So I mean, I couldn't respond to all of them. So that's kind of what you're saying, except it's in a different area.
A Facebook advertisement is great. A lot of people use Facebook, like your grandma, your aunt, your sister, your cousin, your brother, your little siblings and nephews, and everyone uses Facebook. And Facebook has a platform that's excellent for business owners, where it will allow you to create small ads, and they show you a map of the area where you live in, and you can enlarge like the target area. The larger you audience you want to reach out, the more it probably costs. So you have to be careful, depending on your budget, how large you want that target audience to be. Right. And once you figure out your target audience, whether it's 18 to 25 or 25 to 40, or they have to live in this area, and once you put in all the information that you're trying to search, your filters and stuff, and you submit it and you run that ad, then you get a lot of feedback. And I'm like, hey, how did you hear about the services? And you're like, oh, I saw your ad in the right-hand corner of my Facebook profile, and I clicked on the services, and it took me to your website. And then I was like, it looks good, so maybe I need to come down and just talk to him because I know I need to lose weight or I need meal prepping services. So I'm going to see what this business is about. And also, so it's a lot of avenues that you can use. And then you have services that instead of you trying to list your business on each and every website like Facebook, Yahoo, Google, and all these other websites that you can advertise your businesses, they actually have services and stuff that already have those websites and companies embedded in their software. And as soon as you sign on to their services and fill out your information, then it automatically sends to all those other sites that you don't have to try to make sure that you have a list for each and every one.
Do you use one of those sites? Do you know the name of one?
I'm not. No, I haven't used one of them before.
Okay.
But it seems interesting. I was going to do some more research on it, but it seems interesting.
Okay.
But I haven't personally used one.
So let me reflect on your past just for a moment. So the audience doesn't know this, but me and Sid, we actually go back to like high school. He was the best long distance runner at the school for track and cross country. But if I recall correctly, you, like I did also, we tried some other ventures that didn't work out before you tried this one. Would you be able to comment on something that you tried and why you think it didn't work? Like for me, I tried, was it prepaid legal? And that didn't work out for me. Could you comment on something that you tried and didn't work out for you?
Yeah, I think with us growing up, you just have to find your niche, what you're good at, and how you can blossom that niche into to make it work for you. Growing up, you have those businesses that they have. I think they have 5 links and prepaid legal and stuff of that nature. And when someone's exposed you to the business, we so in tune of making money that the only thing that we seeing is, oh, that could be me. I could be that individual that's driving that luxury car. I could be the person that's living in that fancy house or taking those nice fancy vacations and stuff of that nature. But it's not going to work for everyone. So I also tried prepaid legal services, and when I first started with prepaid legal services, like I was going to the seminars, going to all the meetings, I was talking to all my friends and stuff of that nature. But a lot of times you can lose friends or family members, or they be a little reluctant to talk to you because they're like, oh, they're calling, but talk to me about trying to go to a meeting with them.
Right.
And I'm like, nah, I'm not even going to answer that phone call. I'm going to put it down. And then it seems like they're afraid of you a little bit because every time that they see you, they're going to associate you with what you're trying to push onto them. And I didn't want to be that person. Like every time they see me, like, oh, everybody talk to me about prepaid legal and stuff. So it was hard to sell like some of the services that the company was offering to the friends and stuff. And then I went to college. I went to Virginia State University, and I'm around a ton of kids, a ton of students. So it was a lot of people. They wasn't my friends or family or anything. So I was like, I'm exposed to them. But I just got so caught up with work, school, and track and field that I wasn't producing as much as I wanted to do for the company. So I eventually had to let it go, because it was costing me more than what I was making. And I think with 5 links, and I'm not saying that those companies don't work for anyone. I'm just saying that there's a lot of times that it only works for a small group of individuals. And with any job, and I'm pretty sure you can be very successful, but you have to have your goals written down, and you have to wake up early in the morning and have that mindset, that killer instant mindset that today I'm going to do exactly what I have written down. I'm going to make a certain amount of phone calls. I'm going to make a certain amount of visits. I'm going to talk to a certain amount of people, and you have to be hungry. You have to do it every day. I mean, because once you become complacent, then that's what's going to kill you. Like, you have to constantly keep thinking about new ideas, new people to talk to, new businesses to talk to, larger audience, and try to not only work for you, be the only person that works for you. So you, like, if you don't make money, then it's not going to work. You have to find how can someone else do some work to take some of the workload off me to help me out as well. Yeah. So, I mean, whatever you do in life, you just have to be smart about it and work smart and establish your goals and be consistent at it. And I think that's when a lot of people fail, when they're not consistent and they get complacent.
I agree. Now, when that didn't work out for you, did you lose any motivation on being like an entrepreneur for a while, or did you just jump right back into your next idea?
No, once that didn't work out for me, you'd be like, okay, that didn't work out for me. So I was a student. I was transitioning from high school to college, and I was a student, so, and I was thinking along the lines, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do what the American dream is to do. Get a high school diploma, go to college, get a degree, get a nice job, get a full K-1 saved up, get a house, get a car, and just retire and live happy. And I tested it out for a long time. When I got out of college, I worked, got my degree, then went back to school, got another degree, and started teaching. And then just reading motivational books written by like Les Brown and Eric Thomas, like really, like just listening to those motivational speakers, it just hits you in a way that I've never felt before. Like it was empowering. Like I need to do something on my own. Like if there's a will, there's a way. Like if you're gonna do it, give it 100%. Don't stop until it's complete. Like life has no limitations, so it's what you put into it. And then at that point, and then I went to church, and the pastor was preaching about being your own boss and stuff of that nature. Stop working for different people if you don't like what you're dealing with. And then like every morning I wake up and I listen to motivational speakers. I read books and listen to Steve Harvey morning show, and it's just so empowering that it makes you challenge yourself. And I'm young. I just turned 29. I have degrees. I'm actually, even though I'm not teaching right now, because I was a former teacher, even though I'm not teaching, I still keep my license active. I actually just submitted some information to the Department of Education because my license actually expired this month. So I sent them some information. I mean, it expired this year, so I sent them some information so they can renew my license. But I'm actually going to sit down and take 2 courses and I'll register for my supervision and administration assessment so I can be an assistant principal or principal if I wanted to go back into the school system. So I'm an entrepreneur currently, but I'm setting myself up that if it fails or if something don't work out as planned, I always have my education to fall back on. So I'm keeping everything current and still like taking courses and when I take an assessment, just in case what I'm doing doesn't work out, I'll have something to fall back on.
Well, that's a good plan. So are there any things that you feel like you wish you would have did differently on your journey to where you are right now?
When I first started doing what I do now, there was a lot of obstacles. I was stressed out a lot. I actually wanted to give up. I remember right before the school year started, I worked for the Colonial Heights Public School System, and I went to the Chesterfield Public School System website, and I filled out an application. And at the time, I was listening to, I think, a YouTube video from Les Brown, and I was filling out the application, and I got to the end of the application and hit delete. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, Sederick, you haven't put in enough work. So I had to keep talking to myself and prepping myself up. I'm like, Cedric, don't give up now. Cedric, do not give up now. I know the clients are not coming to you. I know you're probably tapping into your rainy day funds as much. You're using up that fund as much as more than you would like to, but don't give up. There's a chance. You have to put in more work, go to more houses, make more phone calls, and that's what I did. I was making more phone calls, and then I'll get clients here, or I get someone and be like, Cedric, I can use your service here, because initially I didn't have a gym. I was mobile. Like, my business was mobile. So I ate up a lot of gas driving to client apartment complexes, fitness centers, or housing, clubhouses, or something of that nature, or working from their home. I was mobile, and I was burning up a lot of gas. I was using a lot of time, and it just wasn't working out for me. But I didn't give up. I kept on going. I kept on pushing. I kept on fighting, and I learned stuff as I was going. I was looking at other businesses that does fitness, that's in the fitness industry, and I'll see how they were successful. And they said that they was doing classes, so I did classes. And I'm a runner, so I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can do a 5K run, organize a 5K run. So I organized a 5K run at the YMCA near my house, and I called it the Turkey Trot Run. I went out to all the businesses. I personally went out to the businesses. I had everything written up. I told them, like, different sponsorship levels. I had everything written up like a professional. And I went to them, I'm like, hey, if you donate this amount of money, I'll do this for you. If you donate this amount of money, I'll do this for you. And then I told the YMCA directors, I'm like, hey, I'll donate a certain portion to the YMCA if I can do the race here to benefit the kids for the summer camp. And I did a 5K run, and I ended up donating $350 to the YMCA, and I used the rest of the money to help build the business up. And that helped me out a little bit, and it gave me some more exposure that I needed for my business.
Right.
And then I do a different avenue. It didn't work out for me personally, so I'll backtrack, or I'll run an ad and it didn't reach the right people, and I'm like, Jesus, that was money I could have used elsewhere. The biggest thing that you're going to spend money and time on is probably marketing, how you can market to certain people. But once you figure out, like, what to do, what not to do, and then it helps out, but it's trial and error. But you have to actually learn from your mistakes. And eventually it got me to the point now where, like, word of mouth, they say, is always the biggest advertisement. Like, you can open a restaurant chain, and you hear people talk about your business like, oh my God, their food is great. And then they're going to tell about 5 friends, and then they go tell friends, and then they go tell friends. So, like, it got to the point now with the training services that it's like word of mouth now.
Right.
And more people just contact me randomly. So I don't have to do so much marketing as I did initially, because I have a lot of people that come to me, or some of my current clients, they refer other people to me.
You actually took some of the words right out of my mouth while you were talking, so I completely agree with you. You have to learn from your mistakes. You can't be, like, afraid of failure. You just got to go out and try new things. Like, you never know what's going to work until you actually go out and do it.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they're not going to experience success like that first year, that second year. But you have to, if you want a business, you have to write it down. Like, I can tell you how much money I made last year around the same time. I can tell you my goals. I have my goals written down, and I have, like, how much money I spent on gas, entertainment, and everything. And the good thing about business, a lot of things is tax write-offs. I can do a lot of things for other people and help other people out, and it's tax write-offs, but you actually have to, like, get the numbers right. So that's why I have a friend, and I work with him. He's an accountant, and that's what he specializes in. And it takes some of the stress and the workload off of me, because I don't have to worry about all that. I just give him my numbers, send him the receipts. He calculate everything and send me a report back for that month.
Okay.
Yeah, because as a business owner, you want to reduce all the paperwork that you have to do so you can focus more on the actual business of what your services and stuff and that nature that you're offering.
Right, right. So if somebody listening wants to maybe take a talent of theirs and turn it into a business on the side, or maybe even start off freelancing their service somehow, how would you tell them to get started, or what would you tell them to do first?
Yeah, what I will get them to do is, first of all, they have to research and figure out like what type of business they would like to start up. There's tons of businesses that you can start up. The way that you want to structure your business. Are you going to be sole proprietor? Are you going to be working with someone? First, you're going to figure out how you're going to structure the business. Write your proposal down. Like, what's your philosophy? What services are you going to offer? What's going to make you unique and different from all the other individuals that's currently doing the same thing that you're doing? And what you can offer differently? Like, what's your specialty?
Right.
And just work with people that find individuals that work with people that can use your services. Like with that being said, like sometimes I used to go to or offer your services for free. Like sometimes you can find someone and they be like, hey, I need a graphic designer, and like you got to get clients in the door. Like, so to get them in the door, you be like, hey, I know you have a business and you need marketing materials. I can offer you my services for free, and do a free sample of my work. And here's what I can do for you. Work with individuals. Like sometimes when you first started off, you can't have the same prices as a person that's already well established. When I first started my business, my prices wasn't the same as they are now. My prices were set so I can get people in the door,
Right.
so they can start seeing my services and what I can offer. And as the clients start building up, then the prices start slowly increasing. So my advice would be to don't set your prices so high that people would be discouraged, especially if you don't have no reviews or you just fresh out the water. So to set your prices so that you can get those clients to come to you. And then once people start seeing your work and what you're capable of doing, then they can refer you to other people, and then you can start creating a portfolio of your work. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Like, people like to see, they visually need to see your work. Like, so if you work in graphic designs or you're a computer, you create websites for businesses and stuff, like, they need to see a portfolio of your work. Like, if you don't have a portfolio of your work, then you don't have, like, nothing, a backbone to sit on, because, like, people like to. So if you don't have none, then that's when you have to offer your services and be like, I can do this for you for free. And then you can use that to share with other people, like, hey, this is a website I created for this particular business, and you can get business that way. And then the more you grow, you learn from your mistakes, and then you just make certain changes as time goes by.
Right, right.
But I mean, you actually have to stay hungry. There's a lot of times when you just want to give up. You can't find those clients, or you can't find individuals that's willing to work for you. But a great message that I heard was, like, if you're calling like 5 or 10 people a day, just up it up to 20 a day. And it's going to be one of those days where you feel like giving up, where someone's going to answer your prayers, and it's going to be a breakthrough for you. And from that point on, just have a positive mindset, and you'll start experiencing more success. I mean, but the biggest thing is to hold in there, just be consistent, and just work every day like it's your last day. And that's the same way that I tackled the issue. I'm like I read an article, and it said teachers work the most overtime out of any occupation, and it's completely true. And that's the overtime that we don't get paid for, because the teachers, we go home, we create lesson plans, we grade assignments, we prep for the next week, and not only are we doing lesson plans and stuff for the students in your classroom. Like they have teacher evaluations where you have to keep a binder with a whole bunch of information in it. And that's a lot of stuff that we don't get paid for. And I said, you know what? I'm going to spend that same effort and put it into my own business. That same amount of time that I spent working for someone else, I'm going to put it into my own business. Like that extra time when I come home and I can be asleep, I'm going to stay up and do a little bit more research. That extra time where I had to go out, I was like, nah, I'm going to save my money and do a little bit more research, or make a list of potential people that I can call, or research proposal ideas that I can send out to property managers or business owners. So, I mean, you just got to stay on your feet. Just research other businesses that's doing the same thing that you're doing.
Right.
Like, so you can research businesses in another state. You can research business locally. You can research businesses through reading a book or something, but you have to do research and get ideas. I mean, that's the only thing. You need ideas to get those juices flowing. And once you got ideas, you're like, okay, I see how their website is organized. I don't like that, but I like this. And you go on another website, I'm like, I don't like this, but I like this. So you can take those ideas and customize it, tweak some of the words up, and formulate your own website or your own proposal and stuff of that nature. I mean, like they say, don't try to create a new wheel. I mean, you just look back at some of the business proposals and ideas other people have or had in the past, and just take it and just turn it into your own personal philosophies and stuff of that nature.
Right. I think you gave a lot of good advice for somebody out there listening. I know we went over the time that I said we originally would go, but you gave a lot of great advice. And I guess for the kind of wrap-up question, where can people go find out more about you and interact with you online or social media? I know you use Instagram and Facebook a lot, right?
Yes, I am. Like currently, my website, it should be up within the next week or two. But the website is etchealthandfitness.com. I can be reached at my personal business Instagram account is etc_health and fitness, and you can find me on Facebook at etc health and fitness LLC for different healthy eating habits. I actually post a lot of foods, work out for some of my clients. I give you motivational quotes to help you stay consistent with your goals, so you realize the reason why you started this journey, healthy tips, and etc.
Okay. A lot of great stuff. I want to thank you, man, for coming on to this podcast episode and sharing all that with us. I definitely want to respect your time and let you off, but thanks again for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate it for you having me on your show.
So I want to thank Sederick one more time for coming on to the show and giving so much great advice. I know we ran over the typical time, but you can't put a time limit on value. I do hope that by sharing his story, you see that you are not the only one with fears to overcome, and you realize that it's natural to lose motivation at times when you're an entrepreneur, but you can't let those moments define you. You have to keep pushing forward. I would love for you all to comment on this podcast, to tell me what you think, and even share your own stories with me, because I would love to highlight your creative journey. If you can leave a review on iTunes for this show after listening, that would be extremely helpful, and I would appreciate that so very much. I thank you for listening, and be sure to tune in with me next time. Remember, build your dreams or somebody else will hire you to build theirs.
Thanks for listening to the Creative Entrepreneurs Podcast. Join us next time for more great insights. And don't forget to subscribe to the email list to get the latest information and updates.